Okay. Audio test. Audio test. Somebody say something.
Hey there, team. We're here doing our government
Okay.
semester project.
Audio test. Audio test.
Yes,
Somebody say something.
Hey there, team.
this is the government podcast
Okay.
about
Okay.
mass media.
I think the audio is fine. I think the audio is fine. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the I don't know podcast. This isn't like an official podcast, so I don't really have a name for it. Here we have me, Brayden, Myion, Yafet, and Jesus. Say hi, everybody. Say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay. Today's podcast, we're going to be talking about the role of media in politics and how it affects it. Um, We're gonna talk about how like the media has changed over time, and how that influences public opinion, um, bias, like media bias, uh, role of social media. So social media, how it plays a role too, and corporate influence too, how media influences different corporate opinions. Fake news, disinformation, big one, big one. Uh, freedom of speech and other things. Uh, media and public. Uh, pu- Media and political accountability. The future of media and politics. Yeah. Oh,
So you guys know how like their main duty is to like feed us information and alert us when like special or important events occur or take place. You know, sometimes it may affect what we think and the actions that we could take. So, how do you guys feel that the government has changed, like with media and bias?
well, I feel that media. There's a lot of different aspects of it. Okay, so
Yeah, I do think a lot of the stuff that like, a lot of it just like the government shares and like the things that they want us to see instead of like the a lot of like behind like what is going on and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of it's just filter out stuff they want to send to the public, not like the real stuff like the truth behind it.
Jesus, what do you think?
What do I think? Um, I guess I'd say that like the government would put out fake um fake news about of what's going on in certain areas, or like how people don't really know what's really happening or occurring, what's going on around.
Well, uh, it can
Uh,
also place pressure on the government and like signal a need for intervention or showing that citizens want like some sort of change. Like with the we the people whole situation. Um,
bro.
yeah.
Okay, okay. Let's try talking about how it evolved like over time historically. So, how do you think media like really started like affecting politics?
I think like uh most of us like once like the cell phone and stuff like the social media once it started, then like a lot of it like the government started to get his hand on it and like start to control over like what like they want us to see and then the stuff they don't want us to see as well. But I
Well, um, so let's think about this from when when like so before think about before like we really had technology. How did we do politics and stuff like that? Didn't we we they would have like newspapers and
probably
stuff to
yeah.
and
A lot
Newspaper.
of
Wouldn't
like
they have like the political cartoons as well?
th-
Yeah,
that
like with a bunch of Uncle Sam
that
posters.
that is a good point. That is a good point.
Like a bunch of people would make those cartoons and show like their opinions on how the government's acting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you um how do you think like what do you think happened when like technology and stuff like when they released like the radio and stuff, people could like stream their like political speeches and stuff over the radio. How do you think that that has really changed the media, the politics in the media?
It like spreads like some sort of like negative or positive news about
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
about
yeah.
the government, and it'll give like false information
So like
or
started to get like oh sorry.
sorry, my bad. Concerns about the effects of media on like consumers and the existence and extent of the media bias goes back to the 1920s. So like, yeah,
And I also feel like it's uh start to have like a lot of biases towards like one group over like the other. And it also like created a lot of like hates and stuff.
Hey, yeah, like different differing opinions and stuff. Um, how do you guys? What do you guys think about like fake news? Like, um, like
I mean, a lot of it is just like you can't even tell nowadays since it's. I mean, there's a lot of it like that feels like true, but it's like the other, like in the other hand, it's like it's biased to like towards like one group or like party.
well, okay, so like um, some news stations may put out fake news because of the positive impact that brings to them until found that it is fake. But if
um,
what was that?
sometimes it often has the aim of damaging the reputation of a person, but it's also making money through like advertising and revenue. Um, if you really think about it, all types of false news has been like spread throughout the history. And if you think about it, the term fake news was used in the earlier years, like back in the 90s. And I don't mean like the 1990s, I mean like the 1890s.
So are you talking about like when fake news really started to pop up?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Do you think how do you think fake news like evolved over that time? Like, do you think that fake news was like because we have now technology has evolved, right? So back in the day we didn't have that kind of technology. So I'm I'm sure over time tech fake news has changed and how it is put out because technology has changed over time.
Um, well, I don't really know, but like I feel like it'll reduce most impacts of like real news. Like for example, with BuzzFeed, they found that the top fake news stories were really about like the 2016 presidential election. It received more engagement on Facebook and then more like top stories from the major media outlets like the news or just like stuff like that in general.
Actually, I think that's very true because, um, what 2016 election was very a very big one. Same with the 2021. I feel
Yeah.
like Donald Trump is like one of the biggest. What is it like? Biggest fake news.
Like
I can't
advocate for fake news, biggest
like
advocate for fake
Target maybe or like because you always hear a lot of different stories about Donald Trump and how like oh he ah you know
Like he always
Yeah, I
like
feel like a lot of this stuff, the social media and stuff like that, it targets like one person. They don't like bring out the good stuff or like they only like they bring out like the bad stuff or like the past history that they had, and that's how I think like a lot of it evolves, and I do think it's like a lot of it creates like a lot of hate towards like that person.
oh yeah like it can be very hurtful to reputation and yeah and there's also a good point part of it too where people can you can put stuff out there to back yourself up or other people can back you up too which is the cool thing uh but yeah.
I mean, yeah, a lot of it's like, but I don't even know. It's just like a lot of it's like controlled though.
yeah. I
They
feel like how you guys
choose.
were saying that like mostly like celebrities or like influencers, people who are famous basically get targeted on like on those fake news.
Yeah. Because people have differing opinions, and some people might not like someone because of something they did, like a couple years back, or like there's always gonna be something that you can say about somebody that could hurt their reputation, or that you feel maybe someone has changed. Maybe they did a lot of bad things in the past, but they're trying to change. They're a little better, but someone can always come back and say, "Hey, this person did these bad things back in the past," and yeah, I mean that's how media can just like do that kind of thing.
like for
Yeah,
example,
um,
like the thing that happened last year with Will Smith and Chris Rock back in the what were they for the Grammys or whatever. But at first, it's the media made him seem like he was a genuinely bad guy. Like he'll just hit anyone for like any not any insolent reason. But like eventually he like fessed up and he apologized and he tried to like make it seem better. He tried to apologize and make up for his wrongdoing, but the media just like made him seem like a genuinely bad person. So like yeah, it's basically what you were saying. Like at first, this person seems like a bad person because of what they did, or and then like in the future, what a person's past, you can't really just like let that define who you are.
I mean, I saw like there was a post that he had hit like some reporter in the past. He also slapped him. That like starts to like uh, get like more trends and stuff. 'Cause he like slapped. exactly. I think he also hit slapped a reporter in the review.
Um, yeah, I really like the Will Smith example. Um, what do you think? What do you guys think about the media bias and objectivity? Like, how some people might have bias on some person, which will make them more likely to spread positive information about them or um, rude information about them. So like for example, memes are like a big thing in media right now, right? Especially towards like younger generations. Like somebody will make like a meme, like a joke about somebody, like uh, Will Smith, for example. Like they would make memes joking about Will Smith because he did a very silly thing in front of a lot of people.
Yeah, what you were saying, like how the memes affect other people, like Donald Trump, Joe Biden, like all the different presidents, and how like the mass media would jeez, I can't think right now. How the people reflect on those memes and like how they had different opinions and how I guess their beliefs or like what their perspective um thinks on how the outcome is, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I you can also tie that back to our first topic, or just something we were talking about, the historical and evolution of media. Is there were not memes like 20 years ago? I'd assume somewhere in like the mid 20th centuries is when, or 21st century is when memes started becoming relevant. Right, right, right. So
Yeah.
I
I mean,
feel like
I think there were like some jokes and stuff like that, but yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There, of course, there were jokes, but like memes are a joke, but they're like their own media format now, and like how you'll have a caption on top or on bottom or both, talking about how someone. Here, I might be able to pull up like an example. Um,
It was probably like in the early, like when cell phones and stuff start to like more popular and stuff like that.
uh,
What do you guys
sorry.
think like media trolling about like certain specific groups, like the interest groups and stuff like that?
Sorry, I'm trying to pull up an example. What were you saying?
So like, what do you guys think about the interest groups like going after like a person
Oh, like how
like
people will try and attack somebody.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
people with, like money and stuff. They use so they would so like they pay like a celebrity money and to advertise certain like people or like the president and say stuff like bad about like that person.
um, well, yeah, it kind of ties in with like bias and la, 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 and differentiating differentiating bro, I can't speak, differentiating opinions. Um, if again with like if someone did something bad in the past, or they're doing something good, and they did something good in the past, or did something that they did was good that people like, they're gonna have a different view, and they're gonna say something different. And of course, there's always gonna be somebody who will dislike somebody for whatever reason, because that's just how people are. Um, here. Here's an example. Let me. So we have an example of these memes that I'm talking about. First black president, first black male president. Super funny, right? Got, cause like Obama was the first black president, but then Trump and Biden talking first black male president. Super funny, right? Yeah,
Oh my.
yeah. That's an example of the memes. Um, what do you think is like the main role of social media in in the politics? Do you think it's for passing news, for example, or what do you guys think?
Passing news, spreading information, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
spreading false information.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There are like levels to it if you really think about it, because you could be like starting with level one, just like just some random information, and then the next level is like pictures or like videos and stuff, and then like the last level is just like videos and memes of like childish behavior and all sorts of just like stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a good point. I think also with the memes, you think political cartoons could be in a way like memes because they kind of have like a similar format where they're making references and putting captions on there to like kind of sh- um show that meaning. Yeah. What do you guys think like the freedom of speech, how that plays in? Cuz I one example I can think of is Twitter. Twitter, you know how Twitter recently got bought over by Elon Musk?
You know?
Yeah.
There was big controversy on how a lot of people would get banned because of what they were saying. And of course, there should be a limit, but that kind of goes against like freedom of speech, right? And I think one of the things that Elon Musk is doing is he was trying to remove that like huge limitation of what you could say.
I like that.
Yeah,
That was
a lot
some
of like the
decent
media.
information.
I'm sorry. We can.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
I mean, I feel like a lot of like the medias they filter out certain like words or certain hate towards. I think they try to prevent that from like getting people like to I don't know fight. I guess certain like political issues. Or
Yeah, yeah, it's like social media is like a good place to um it's a good place to talk and discuss about certain points, and Twitter is very popular for being the biggest debate like debate controversial topics speech kind of media platform. And I agree that yes, I feel like there should be um a certain limit, or a it should limit there should be a limit to what you can say on there, because yeah, there is a moment when you go way too far in what you say.
yeah, and
What you
also
say,
I
or
feel like
What's that?
what you say, or like what you show.
Yeah, yeah, like if you show like if you show like a meme of Chris Rock's behavior, or Will Smith's Will Smith's behavior, and have like an inappropriate element in that meme, you might have to you might have to take it down because remember this is being seen by everybody. So like even like younger audiences. So you don't want to show the kids the yeah. You don't want
I mean,
kids to see
I
that.
think it was that extreme to a level like, I mean,
Well, yeah, no. The Will Smith incident wasn't, but like just if somebody, cause remember you can post whatever, so someone could
Yeah.
post like an inappropriate content on there, and then some, and somebody's kid could see that, and you don't.
there's also like an age limitation to see certain contents in there as well. I think.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we're talking about is like the content like the hiding of content to certain age groups and just hiding content in general because Twitter doesn't have like actually no it does have like a age restriction to it
Filters.
but it
Yeah, but so are you like saying they should have that through like certain like news or political like topics for like the younger audience, or is it like
well I think overall like we're just talking about how like the social media affects the First Amendment, right? Freedom of speech and all that and the like how far should Twitter limit these kind of these this speech or what you put on there, you know? Because like I was saying, someone's kid could see something very inappropriate, and of course there is the age restriction, right? But I'm talking about just overall in speech. Someone could say something, and the text itself isn't. I don't think, anyways. I don't believe that that what they say is blocked. I'm not sure if it's blocked for their age filter. I know that certain images are, but what you say may or may not be
yeah
filtered.
that yeah that should have age limitation to like certain like curse words or
Yeah,
yeah.
because as of right now, like I said, I'm not sure if they have a filter for age restriction on what is said. I know there is for images, but if there isn't, I just feel like that sorry, I just got scrambled up. ADHD
It's
moment.
unfortunate.
I feel that some of the things that are said may have to be filtered or just straight up removed, and it's kind of hard because like it feels nice for Twitter to have like this freedom of speech thing, but like there comes a moment when you just go too far, you know?
Yeah,
And I totally agree with that because I feel like there should be at least a setting to make sure that it, like when you post it, it's posted to a certain age range, like to spread around the community. So that way you have different like groups and sections, like playful or family friendly, and then there's the not so family friendly stuff. But I
Yeah,
feel like there's a setting for that.
yeah.
And it's not just
Oh,
Twitter
sorry.
Yeah.
too. It's on another app. It's called Reddit. Yeah, there isn't like very much safe settings on there, but there's some posts on there that show some not so good stuff, like not safe for work type images or like just text in general.
Yeah, and I feel that Reddit is also a lot more. It's better sectioned off than Twitter because Twitter's kind of like just you're tweeting at something or you're tweeting with a hashtag or like some tag, right? With Reddit you can kind of like section. You can post it in like a political Twitter or like some other community Twitter or Reddit, sorry. But no, I agree with what you were talking about. Which I also think that could play into the role of social media because like there I feel like younger audiences may not look into the political side as much as like older audiences. Like if someone like for example, 11 or 7-year-old kid probably doesn't really care that much about politics, right? They're probably not going to dwell into the political Twitter. Heck, I don't. What do those ages even do? Minecraft, some Roblox, I don't know. But yeah,
Usually,
like
like,
there's an audience for different age groups, and including those who like are into other things, right? So like I feel like a a 30-year-old a 30-year-old fellow might want to talk about political stuff, right? And he might actually go into Twitter and research more about those political issues, while a 12-year-old kid probably doesn't. And and so I feel like some of the limitations on what is said can be affected on like what group it's meant for, you know?
I mean, don't they have like a certain groups for like the politicals and stuff like that?
Well, here's the thing though, like Twitter, anybody can see it, right? But I feel like more political people, and I feel usually more political people who are interested in politics are older, and people who are younger aren't really interested in politics, and people who are interested in politics will probably go to look at political things in Twitter, while the people who are younger and aren't interested in politics won't.
if you think about it, there are some young academic scholars that might be interested in politics. Like they could be one of those students who like to get ahead and like be prepared for their adulthood. The ones that, because there are different groups, there are like the ones that slack off, the ones that like are in between, and then there are the ones that like to stay focused. And usually they're morning people. So
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
feel that there is like a group, like a younger group that is like interested in politics or like government or like the media or social media in general. So like I feel like there should be like a app or a website for, and there I'm pretty sure there are a few websites for like the younger crowd who are more interested in being like academic scholars with their mind and their like mindset
Yeah,
to, basically what I'm trying to say is there should be something for the younger generation that wants to be academically ahead.
mm.
So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like a new like social media.
yeah, basically for the younger age range.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure because like the internet's huge. It's huge. I'm sure you could probably find some community for younger political people who want to be uh, a younger a younger group of people who want to start learning about politics. And absolutely, there are people who are interested at politics at a younger age. Like, yeah,
Like Jaden Smith, for example.
Jaden Smith.
Yeah, he was on the younger side, and he was more interested in politics. Like, for example, there's this one video where he, instead of talking about like childish, like kiddish stuff, he's like, let's talk about the political state of the world right now, or something like that. And I just feel like he's one of those who wants to get ahead early,
Yeah, no, no.
academic.
Yeah, I feel like I know what you're talking about. I feel like this kind of brings up another point. What do you, with the new evolution of AI, like ChatGPT? How do you guys think AI will affect this media and
Ooh.
stuff?
It's
I was seeing I just like I saw recently on I think it was on TikTok, but they made like Trump getting arrested. Like they made like a whole picture of it. It looks like totally real. I think
Hmm.
they made it through like Journey.
Mm,
That's like
yeah,
the name.
the deep
Yeah, it's like
fakes.
deep fakes. Yeah,
Yeah, that I think that could be very dangerous because AI has gotten like to a point where it's so good with like creating fakes of people's voice. Like another big thing right now that I've been seeing a lot of is the presidents playing games together. They have like their voices, and it sounds just like them too. Like you can't even really tell the difference. And I feel like that could be used for like that could be really bad because of like blackmail or something. You could say, "Oh, this person said this," but he might have not actually said it because it was just an AI deepfake, and you don't know. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think in near future, it can like have a lot of like manipulation through like certain pictures or through like and that can get off like out of hand, I guess.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, because it'll eventually reach out to the younger crowd because on TikTok there's a For You page, and
Mm,
like let's say someone rolls upon like one of those videos about the whole presidents playing video games thing and they think it's funny.
hmm
They'll probably add it to their likes, and then more of those videos will end up showing up on their For You page. And it kind of is setting a bad example because in those they say a lot of like swear words or
mm.
like things that would offend certain races or like
Groups of people.
certain people with different sexualities or different genders.
Mm, yes.
Yes.
Jesus, what do you think about these?
The AI. What I think is that it's gonna be more controversial because getting on more to like the fake news thing, it's gonna be hard for people to tell like whether it's real or not. Like the deep fake thing you were talking about. And I just feel like people would use the AI to like mm, I guess go for like a certain group of people, like try to convince them to do like something else, I guess.
Yeah. I get what you're talking about.
Yeah, there was.
Totally
I
agree with
think
you.
there was some guy made. I think he made a music out of like Drake and like the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Those are pretty funny. Those are pretty funny. Here, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
So he so like he made like a music about both of them. Like it sounds like real, I guess. So like it sounds like real to a person like you can't even differentiate it.
Entering
And
an era.
I think they tried to sue the guy because he uh didn't use I forgot what he did, but yeah, but they tried to like sue the guy because he didn't have like permission and stuff like that. I think.
Um, with the deep fakes, here's just like an example of some of that.
We're entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time.
Jordan Peele created this fake video of President Obama to demonstrate how easy it is to put words in someone else's mouth.
Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet.
Not everyone bought it, but the technology behind such frauds is rapidly improving, even as worries increase about their potential for harm. This is your Bloomberg Quick Take on deep fakes. And flowers in bloom.
Information warfare campaign, or for that matter, to really
Yeah. What do you guys think about that?
I wouldn't even. Yeah, I didn't even realize that wasn't him. That was like you can't even
Yeah. It
differentiate it.
some I will say some of them do look a little sketchy, right? And but
Yeah.
but AI has grown a huge amount over the past what I'd say 5 months. 5 months,
Yeah.
AI has grown. eh, What's the word? Grown exponentially
That's-
Like
bigger than
fast.
it has. Yeah, really quick. Like, you guys know the AI art.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
the art had. I swear, a couple like 5 months ago, I had it draw something, and you you could see what it was trying to make, and like a couple months later, I had it draw like something similar, like a person, there are some points where the art is, you can tell that it has trouble, like with hair, like really hard abstract things like hair. Like you can tell where there's some flaws because it's just complicated to draw that kind of thing. And now you can rarely even tell. You can rarely even tell that like it was an AI.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be like near like 10 years from now. I think everything is gonna like develop so much to the level like we can't even do it. Like see like the difference between what is real and like what is the fake.
Yeah. And tie this back to politics. Like imagine like in the future where we don't even have like real people running the country. It's just AI. Imagine that.
Yeah, like
That
goes to the like to the conspiracy theories like to the reptilians and stuff like that.
yeah. I feel that I, I'm sure, hopefully they have it like under control to a good extent, cuz hopefully hopefully they don't have the AI doesn't like go crazy and end up like taking over, becoming like
Yeah.
the president and stuff. I I'm going to put my trust in them that they have control, but they have to do something about it quick cuz AI is crazy. Like they're to the point where AI are teaching other AIs. Like they're
Yeah,
teaching.
I think there's like a new so they made like ChatGPT like have access to the internet now. I think they just did that recently. I just
Yeah, I actually use ChatGPT quite a lot, and it can you can have it pull up resources from other things. Like one of the big things is like a lot of people use it for coding, right? Like it can pull up data from people's GitHub repositories and stuff.
yeah
You can also have it look up different sources on Wikipedia and stuff. And a lot of the stuff is a little biased. It's not always true. And you can even ask it, "Hey, is that true?" and it'll say no. And you can also ask it for what source it got that information from. And you can help it fix itself too. It's very expandable
yeah
and
yeah.
adaptable.
We just hope like it doesn't get out of hand.
Yeah,
Just go crazy.
Elon Musk talks a lot about that. Um, Elon Musk talks a lot about how AI could easily get out of hand, and what they could do to try and prevent that.
Yeah, yeah. I heard him like talking about like how nuclear and stuff that isn't like as big problem as like the AI. It's like they advanced. If AI advanced like to the point where it's singularity, it's like the same as like human.
Mm,
It's, yeah, that could yeah that could be bad I guess.
yeah, yeah. I see where you're going with that. Um, what do you guys think about AI and how it like influences like corporate and stuff? So like a big thing like
And I think it should have. I think there's like a rule for like certain things like for a robot or something. They I think they have like a three rules that they can
mm,
they yeah they have to follow in order to not get past through like advanced.
what about like special months or like events like you'll see on like what is it, what month's Pride Month? February, is it February?
Um, um, Pride Month, Pride Month. I don't. It's June, I think.
June, yeah, June.
Mhm.
So like you'll see on like Twitter or different areas how a lot of corporations will actually change their picture to like a rainbow picture, like a rainbow variant, and to like celebrate celebrate that month. So like media does influence corporate in some way. The like what other ways do you think? Like maybe maybe like I think this one's a little more controversial, but like uh like like mm, like they might change some of their terms like to meet like uh their what's the word?
Like gender or like
Nah.
sexualities.
So like eh, think of like it's not audience, but like the people who are buying from them, customers. What is
Consumers.
consumers? Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm a little slow today. So like um they some of them might change their terms for some of their consumers to like keep their consumers coming in, or um uh uh also think about how okay, like think something big happens in like socially in like a community of their consumers, and in order to keep their customers coming in and buying stuff, they have to change something, change one of the maybe the terms or something to keep their consumers buying their product.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like how like you can use like a certain event or certain holidays or something like that to like attract more consumers into buying your stuff, I guess.
And you can use Pride Month to like just gain more consumers, like gain a bigger audience to like explain what like Pride Month is. For example, with the Pride Month movements that they be having in like they, it's like what's the word for marches? What are they? Protest.
Protest, yeah.
Yeah. So like they gain more audiences. Like going back with social media, they post like their protests on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok. It, it's really just like yeah, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's like a system.
Hmm. Uh, one thing that I was gonna try and say, but I couldn't really think of how to explain it. The Bud Light CEO had a sponsorship.
Yeah.
They sponsored Dylan Mulvaney, which is like a trans woman or trans man. I don't know the terms for that. I'm sorry. Uh, like they sponsored them, and I believe it was in support for like trans all that. It was just to um broaden their consumer uh like widen
The,
who
the,
bought their
the
products.
group. Yeah.
Um
I think
and
they like the. Oh
like
God.
I've there's a lot of different stories about people get Bud Light receiving backlash because of this. Um which shows that doesn't always go the way that the corporates would like it. So um so that shows how social media affects the corporations and stuff. Of course, there's other ways too, like blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have received a lot of like backlashes and stuff like that from
Hmm.
like the group that they intended to like their consumers. They were trying to get like more people
Hmm.
to like the group that they want there in, but I mean not. Yeah, I guess as you said, like not a lot of the stuff goes as they plans.
Hmm.
But yeah, I just thought like I think I was on a TikTok, but there was just a lot of stuff like the Bud Lights. They were going for. I don't think there was like nobody was buying Bud Lights because of the backlash that they had received and stuff. and they were like try to resell them at a lower price, get them off like out the shelf.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. You guys can continue talking. I gotta do something really quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, uh, Jesus, what
Yes.
is your take on like the whole situation with TikTok and like Pride?
TikTok and Pride. I guess on TikTok there are many like influencers or people who like have experience with Pride or like their sexualities and all that stuff. And then there's people, the mass media, where like who have like a lot of hate speech, and I guess they would have their own opinions on like on how people are like supposed to be. I guess.
How do you guys
think-
feel that media affects society?
I mean, it controls like the way that we think or the way that like they want us to think by like spreading the information through like social medias and stuff like that. I think it affects certain groups by like making them think a different way and like intended to be, and that like could cause uh fights and stuff like that, I guess.
Yeah, I think media like plays a crucial role in that society because like people like have their own opinions on like different policies or like how some of the public um have their own ways of thinking.
Welcome back.
Mm,
All right. Well, what did you guys discuss while I was gone?
we really just discussed about how like um media affects society. That was really was it.
Okay, okay. Alrighty, alrighty.
Uh,
We're almost at the halfway mark.
Get
hmm.
in there. Get in there.
Do you guys like to recap what we talked about? So
A recap.
we talked about like we talked about how the media has evolved, right? Talked about AI, corporations, how they are affected. Social media platforms like Twitter and Reddit, the different groups that they um blah, 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 they blah, the
Maybe
different
like
groups.
specific targets and stuff.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yafet is my man.
I got you, man. I'm gonna be your filler words.
Yes, yeah.
Oh man.
Like, what do you guys think about like the deep fakes and how it can like change like 10 years from now, and how would that affect like the society?
um. So, like we discussed earlier, the deepfakes can be like used for blackmail and different things, and I assume that in the future, somewhere in the future, they'll probably have a set. They'll have ways ways set up to uh to oh my god, I cannot think of the words, man. Uh, they'll have ways set up to get by this to so like they know that it's not a deep fake or something.
But I don't think that would the general like society. Do you think they would know like the difference between what is real and what is like not?
Like
Like,
fake.
how do you think? Yeah, how
Wait.
like how do you think they would be able to differentiate between like what is
That
fake, what is real, and
um
I mean
Because
for
like
regular, I guess like people that knows like what how like it's fake and like it's real.
yeah,
You can actually see it and
yeah, I think
like
that's gonna.
let's say
Sorry.
yeah, you're good now. Let's say like the seniors, like the seniors, the older
Hmm.
generation.
Senior citizens.
Yeah, senior citizens. I think they would be like more affected. I guess
Yeah. I
similar to like they don't understand like now like they don't understand TikTok and stuff like that.
yeah, they don't know they're because the media, social media and stuff they weren't really around when they were like our age. They weren't around, period. And
Yeah,
social media and stuff really started appearing during the 21st century. And with the deep fakes and stuff, I think that it'll be like a big wall to overcome, like figuring out
yeah,
what's real, what's not. And I'm sure they'll have ways to in the future they'll have ways of getting around that. Maybe. I don't know how, but people are smart. People are smart. I think they'll find a way. Society will find a
I'll
way.
be right back. I have to do something for my mom.
Okay. All right.
Um, what do you guys think of freedom of speech and how like it affects the government between the public, I guess.
How it affects the government and the public, or between the public?
Yeah.
Um, in what way? Like, what do you mean?
Like, I guess I would say like how like protesters like have their own thing to share, or like how different groups like. I guess I would say like how freedom of speech is getting out of hand, or like how
Mm.
people can say anything they would like to say.
Um.
Like,
So so that's the thing. I think freedom of speech still applies, and there there should but shouldn't be restrictions. You know what I'm saying? Like you can get like in trouble with saying certain things in certain places. Like, I'm gonna do something bad at this time. Someone and the maybe if the police saw that, they'd be like, "Hey, that's not okay." You know?
like hate speech, right?
I mean,
Yeah, hate
I
speech.
guess it's a lot difference like the freedom speech that like we have in here than like in other countries.
Yeah, yeah.
I think in like in here, I guess there's like no restriction to what you can say or like into like what you can post and stuff.
Mm.
And that's like a good thing. But I think there should be like a limitation to certain level to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
freedom of speech. Like the same like as the like a gun. Yeah, I guess like
Freedom of gun,
gun
Second
control
Amendment.
stuff. Freedom. Yeah,
Like gun control, whatever it's called.
yeah.
The it's very controversial. There's a lot of stuff to like nowadays talking about that kind of stuff. Um,
You guys think that like guns should be allowed in like like a lot of this stuff like or like what is like age can you get them and stuff?
well, let's tie this into like media. So
Yeah.
like how do you think gun control could tie into the media? Like
Self protection.
self-protection, like a video of somebody, like say there's a security camera and like the security footage gets leaked onto the media or whatever, and it's a video of a guy protecting himself, that kind of thing.
Yeah, sort of like that.
um I'm not really
Or
I
like,
mean, there's
sure.
or we ever see on the news like somebody just, let's say, I think somewhere in the news it said something like about how like there's like a, I don't know how old he is, like some old guy who shot some kid at their door because they didn't know who they were.
Oh yeah, that's like
Yeah.
the guy.
So like, would this be like how? I'm sorry, I'm just not really sure how this ties into media, cause like,
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of majority of like the
is
shooting and stuff like that. That's like a lot of it's like for younger, I guess.
are we just talking about like stuff that pops up on the media, how it pops up on the media or whatever? Like
Yeah.
how like the audience, like how the audience is drawn into that stuff?
Not necessarily. Like
Cause like,
what?
cause if
You think there should be like a limitation on the Second Amendment?
oh see s- like that doesn't really tie into like the role of media in politics. I don't think like
I'd say with more of a media, not really politics.
Yeah.
so like
Because
so
you would
like
often see in the news about like school
so like
shootings or
maybe how that those maybe what you're getting is like how the appearance of those videos on social media affects like different politics. Like maybe a politician will bring up, for example, a video that showed up of a guy pew pew
Yeah.
pew, you know, like they'll be like, we have to control this because like look, this guy just went in, bought a gun, left, and pew 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 pew, you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
So like, what I was trying to say is like, do you guys think there should be like a higher age limit into getting like whatever like a weapon, like certain like weapons? So
Mm,
it's
not
here's
necessarily.
like so I was like you can get it when you're 18. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
think your brain has like developed like because you go like rational. You don't have the rational and like irrational. You don't take like twice of it when you get into stuff.
Um,
Yeah. So
so I think what we're discussing about, I don't think we should really discuss about like if we think there should be an age limit on gun control because we're supposed to be talking about how like different things could affect like how they affect the media and politics. So like
Okay.
even if we were to talk about that, I, I mean we could talk about how like that could change outcomes in media.
Can we talk about like media itself, like what exactly it is?
Mm, probably, and then we could tie that into like politics. So like media, what do you guys think media is?
Like in politics, political side.
Well, we could talk about like what media is literally, and then we could like tie that into like how it is seen through the political world. So like maybe,
Oh,
oh, media, it's a
like,
good place for communication with like the
yeah,
public.
it's like
Like mass
general information
communication,
where you can yeah. It's
where
like
you
where you
publish things on the internet, you broadcast things on the internet. Basically, like collecting information for important, um, controversial events or other things such.
Like Facebook Marketplace or Facebook events or Snapchat stories and WhatsApp, all the above.
Basically,
all
just
that.
public things.
Public thing, yeah. So I'm not like big on WhatsApp, so I don't really know. Um, Snapchat has the feature where you can like what's it called? You can like post on your story, but it's like more in an area, so people can like see in that area what's going on.
everybody just having to think about this.
um, so politicians they use platforms like Twitter to to s- talk all the time with the public. So like Joe Biden or Donald Trump. Donald Trump got banned on Twitter because of the Capitol rating, right? And then did he ever get unbanned? I can't remember. I think Elon Musk might have unbanned him. I'm not sure though. But that just shows how like certain
Yeah.
certain outlets for like political speech can get like blocked. So politicians could get blocked in certain places.
I mean, that also ties into like a freedom of speech.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, certain. Yeah. So, do you guys think like there should be a
Well,
limitation on that?
I think if Donald Trump did get banned because of the rating of the Capitol, I feel like he got banned not because of something he said, but more something he did. So like if there was somebody who was like big on Twitter, but he ended up getting convicted for like murdering a bunch of people, do you guys think he should get banned too because of something he did?
Uh,
And of course, I guess it depends on how big the crime is. Like people who did like some minor thing, even if it is murder, I guess. What if he like? What if there's a lot of evidence to support that someone did do murder, but like they're not sure. Should he get his Twitter taken down or not? Because he he most likely did the murder because there's a lot of evidence supporting it. But should we take away his freedom to speak with the public?
Yes.
Because there also
do you
could be
think that?
there could be a chance that he didn't. There's just a lot of evidence supporting that he did murder someone, but there but
I mean, there's
but
also DNA and stuff like that
mhm,
now.
yeah. So there's like a lot of evidence supporting that he did, but what if there's evidence that they missed somewhere that actually shows it could have been someone else? So right now, likely he did. It's likely that he did. Should we take away his right to use Twitter?
I mean, I would say it's really like a hit or miss because
Mm.
I don't know.
It's a
It could
very
go both different ways.
yeah. It's very complicated. Um, I'd say probably not. Just cause like he might have done it, he might have not. Even if he committed a crime, like it's so complicated. It's complicated.
Like,
I,
I'd say like it could really depend on like what he's gonna say. You know what I mean? Like he could
yeah,
say something like very
like
controversial. So like
I
I
guess
don't know.
it also depends on like maybe the demeanor of what he's saying. So like if he starts saying like a bunch of crazy off the hook, out of pocket kind of things on Twitter after he did something or likely did something, maybe, yeah, you should probably take away his Twitter. But like, if he's still like normal, if he like talks like a normal, like he's normal with what he says, he doesn't have anything like he's not saying
Like
any crazy stuff, then he could
anything with his evidence,
What's that?
like something like involving with his incident, I guess.
Yeah, even if it is involved with his incident, if like he could reference his incident, but he could if he's like that's it's very complicated. If he's like talking with if he's talking about his incident and like I didn't do this, you guys are all crazy. Like I mean, they could be bad. It could be like negative views on that. But like I still don't know if like the right move would be to take away his permissions, you know?
Um, what is your take on the relationship between media and politics?
The relationships between media and politics. So like my
Yeah.
opinion. So like there's a lot of aspects in which media affects politics. Like what like how politicians talk to the public through different like media platforms or like
Well, I'd say it's a really complex issue. Like you could approach it by considering how media coverage can like influence public perception of political issues and candidates.
mm,
You can also explore how the politicians use the media to shape their image and like
mm.
describe their message.
Oh, okay. I get what you're going at. Um So explaining the relationship between the two, right? That's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think I think like yeah, you can. I feel like a lot of politicians do use Twitter to like boost people's like views on them. Like, wait, did I say Twitter?
You did. I
I meant
think
I
so.
meant I meant just platforms in general. Sorry. Like they'll use platforms to boost either lower the reputation just by talking crap, but it can also boost the reputation to people who actually agree with them. So like maybe a Democratic politician is talking badly about Republicans, that'll boost his reputation to his Democratic followers, right? And ruin his reputation for the Republicans. And if Republicans even listen to him. Or he can just say good things in general that could even make Republicans like him as a whole. Because remember, there's also independent people who like either side, depending on what the politician's views are or what they're trying to fix. So like if he's talking about, hey, I'm gonna fix this issue, and they're gonna be like, oh wow, yippee.
Well,
I mean, I
usually
do
like the
also think.
role.
Oh,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
sorry. Go.
Okay. Usually, the role of media ownership and the influence of corporate interests on news coverage. I feel like the rise of social media has like created new challenges and opportunities for
Mm-hmm.
like political communication and media coverage.
Mm.
And you could like consider that the impact of media bias on political discourse. Many people believe that media has a liberal bias, while others argue that it has a rather conservative bias. It's like
Mm.
you can consider how media bias affects public opinion and political outcomes.
Yeah. Um.
You get where I'm coming from, yeah.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. I get it. Um. Another thing that I actually Yafet, you said you wanted to say something, right? You were gonna say something, right?
Yeah. So like, let's say for example, like like for the 2020 like elections
Mm-hmm.
with like Trumps and stuff like that.
Mm.
I like the influence that he had like to uh like run the capital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean that I could say like there should be limitation to freedom like for the upper level like the presidents and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because it caused like a lot of mass chaos because of that.
Um, one thing that I kind of just remind, like when we were talking about like Donald Trump getting banned, what do you guys think about like getting canceled in politics? So like so like uh Kanye West said something crazy. Oh, he canceled. Get out of here, buddy. No more Twitter for you, or no more. Yeah. Well, is canceled like really like you're getting banned and you can't talk anymore, or more just you're getting canceled. You can talk, but people don't really want to listen to you, kind of thing.
it's it's more of a complex issue
Hmm.
because like on one hand it's important to hold people accountable for their actions
Hmm. It's also
and to
it's
call
also
out
sorry.
and to
It's
call out
also like a free
harmful.
platform. Say like whatever stuff.
Yeah, I think that getting canceled is a little over the top in some scenarios because like people should still be allowed to say what they want to say, freedom of speech, no matter how crazy. Okay, generally, no matter how crazy it is, unless you're talking about like yeah.
And I feel that it's like really important to have a balance in between holding people accountable for what they do and like allowing room for growth and forgiveness.
Actually, I agree with that a lot. I greatly agree with that.
But also you can have like a turnout. Can, like there should be, yeah, I don't know, like I guess a limit to like what they can post. Like, I mean, a lot of like the famous or like the celebrity people, they have more in control into like the public.
Hmm. Yeah. Celebrities
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot
and
of
people of power.
follow them. Yeah, they have more people of power. Yeah, to and a lot of people just like blindly follow to whatever they say or like to whatever they like commented on whatever certain stuff.
And it's also important to consider the impact of cancel culture on free speech and like open dialogue, because it'll like make people afraid to express their feelings or opinions because of the fear of being canceled.
Yeah.
It
I think
civil debate and prevent oh dear and prevent the exchange of ideas.
I think that's a big one because like um I think that's kind of something rare to find a day like nowadays. It's kind of also a big thing that would sparked like all the Twitter memes like 15 days after installing Twitter and they're just completely crazy person. Like finding like a civil like debate on Twitter is just kind of something you don't see anymore or rarely anyways cuz like everyone's just so entitled to their opinions and not really willing to change what they think. Um Another thing that I think we kind of touched a little bit earlier was like wh- what do you guys think about like media and people getting framed for stuff? So like deep fakes a little bit is kind of what we just talked about, like how people can like blackmail or something with something like deep fakes, or just like framing and other things like people can um like online pedophilia or something, you know, like people can like share screenshots of somebody talking to a minor or something, you know.
I feel like that's a serious issue,
Hmm.
and like it's important for media outlets to fact check their stories and to like avoid jumping into jumping to conclusions without like evidence that is sufficient enough. It's basically when someone, because if someone is like falsely accused or framed, it'll have like really bad consequences for their reputation. It's also like important to approach these situations with care and to give
I mean,
people the benefit of the doubt.
yeah, I think like a lot of like the news and like the media and stuff, they don't really think about the outcome of it. A lot of it just like comes to the money and like or how much like they could ruin the potential like career of that person. So,
Yeah. Sorry, I had a frog in my throat. um. Okay. Um.
we're almost there.
Almost there. Almost there. How? What are your guys' timers looking like? Do
Oh
you do you
boy, oh boy.
did you did you set a timer?
You guys didn't keep track.
So I
I'm
didn't set a timer, but
my timer's like 30 seconds away from 40 minutes, so I mean I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, yeah, we're getting there.
yeah, it's fine though.
It's fine.
As long as I know I've been talking on the podcast, and I
Yeah. And if you don't reach the full 40 minutes, we could also unless you're not free, but we also have the second part too if you don't reach a full 40 minutes. But you should be good. I think he'll be a little lenient on credit.
right, okay.
Anyways, back to the podcast.
But when I think about like people being framed, going back to that discussion, it's like uh I totally never mind. My brain just
Who did
did
that?
something. I forgot what I was about to say. Yeah. It has a responsibility to report on the issue of like public interest, even if it may be a bit uncomfortable or unimportant. At the same time, the media has a responsibility to be fair and impartial, and to avoid bias or like favoritism. It's
Yeah.
definitely a balance that requires a commitment to to truth and accuracy. Yeah.
What do you guys think on like maybe moments where like this is kind of back in historical media moments like where like in history media has like played a really important role in like um results in certain things. So maybe like a big like a political election or a maybe some other big political thing or maybe like passing of a new bill like where media has played a big role in that.
Yeah, but I think I feel like back then they had like more in control of like the media than like nowadays. It's like the technology has like advanced like so much.
Hmm.
Yeah. Back then, I think they just used like a radio and like a television.
Yeah,
Right?
so like um back in the day there wasn't stuff like Twitter and all that. And maybe like nowadays like one of the big like is there really a moment that like media actually like like helped an outcome like importantly uh like change the outcome of some political event or maybe even like a lot of one thing like this isn't really historical because it's not like an important event but like now with like technology stuff on media there's like when for the 2020 election they have like not even just that like in elections in general they have sorry. Your microphone went crazy. Uh, elections in general, they have like they'll show results and the live updates of elections and stuff. So it's not necessarily like an important like historical thing that changed the outcome, but like media also shows like live updates of things or um like status of like bills and stuff. And but one thing that we can take into account for uh like historical something that actually changed is like media platforms like Twitter or something actually like people discussing like what will happen if this bill gets passed or something like that. Like for example, Roe v. Wade or something. It was like the uh banning abortions. I think. Yeah, right. And like people this was like a big thing in media like people were talking about it all the time on Snapchat stories people were talking about it talking about the protests and all that. I think that's like a big that's a pretty big thing like if it weren't for media people would have a lot harder time like planning out these protests and things. So I feel like media helps impact like taking over of that bill.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like media has like both of like the good and like the bad things.
Mm,
So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, there's like the advantage of like as you said, to see like the status of a bill and like whether if it's passed or not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But back in the day, they didn't have like a cell phone where they can just like check it out,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
go on, see like the status
Mm,
of like the bill.
mm,
Only have like a radio and television.
mm. Like
Yeah.
back in the day, like they had like a newspaper that would come out like every what week or something. I'm not really sure. But like every week they'd get like an update on what was happening in the politics. Like they couldn't just go on Twitter and be like, no, no, Trump's winning the election. No, you know. Yeah.
I mean, I think, like with the media and stuff, it contributed to having like a lot of freedom,
Mhm.
like with the more
Mm,
of it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, I don't think they had a lot of freedom as we have now. Like
Yeah.
they can express their like feelings or like their take of political, and then how they can like form a group and you can pass like whatever law it's like very important.
Yeah, no, I agree with that because like back in the day, you kind of had to like not saying that you don't have to do it now, but like back in the day, I feel like it was a lot harder to put yourself out there unless you were like in a position of like power or something like writing
Yeah,
newspapers. You have to have like a job of writing newspapers or like being able to like nowadays in media, like you can kind of like you kind of have a bigger role in like saying what you think publicly.
yeah, expressing your thoughts and whatever like your feelings
Yeah.
on. Yeah,
you know, I feel like um back to like when we were talking about the whole abortion thing, it's like a multiplex issue that involves questions of morality and like human rights, while some of them argue that abortion is a fundamental right that should be protected. Um, I believe, or like others believe, that is like a violation or security of the sanctity of life. It's important to approach the issue with like understanding, recognizing that there are different um, perspectives and experiences at play, and like media outlets usually have a responsibility to report on the issue in a fair and impartial manner, avoiding bias. Like at the same time, it's important to recognize that the media is not a monolithic entity. Like being,
Mm.
and there's like plenty of different voices, perspectives, opinions, and like it's just important to seek out sources of information that are like extremely well like defined out to form a like joined together well-rounded perspective on this issue like with abortion and stuff.
Okay, yeah. I see what you're coming from. So like how like social like people are discussing it like how people are discussing it like and their like attitudes like how are they if that's
what was the initial question again?
so I'm pretty sure he was talking about like how media like how people discuss certain issues. So like abortion, which is what he was talking about. How like how people discuss it, like how people are saying in the media, how people are saying like, "Oh, this is terrible. You're killing a baby," and how some people are saying that it is my right to be able to do whatever I want with my body, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Go on.
No, I was just like explaining to Yafet what you were
Yeah,
the basis of what you were saying.
Okay, that makes
Yes,
sense.
I see. I'm actually a little nervous right now. The stream quality seems a little mid. I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
I hope
I saw
We'll
that
be,
too.
we'll be fine.
I'm just a little nervous because like he'll be able to see. I'm pretty sure he'll be able to hear. I'm just worried that it'll sound or look like a poop.
Disordered.
fair enough.
Right.
Yes.
I core guy.
Here, I maybe it'll help if I get rid of that and change it over here.
Where the box is? Where the box is at?
On jaw,
Right, Jesus.
right, Jesus,
What?
right, right,
Where
Jesus.
the box is? Where the box is at?
Oh, I just know
So, do you
this.
guys think like the certain like morality of like norms that we have should be like let's say they should be like passed laws and stuff like that? Okay, I just
Well,
confused my.
so mine was just talking. Mine was just talking about how like how oh, my face is down here. Mine was just talking about how like the media talks about different issues. How like people are against and how people are for. So like he was just talking about how people were talking about abortion.
because like it'll explain that some people will like have thoughts about it, and then there's that group of people that really don't have much of
Hmm.
have much thought for it. It's
So
like,
yeah, some people like play a big role in discussing it. Some people will just like express their thoughts like, "Hey, I think blah 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 blah." And some people might get mad at that. Some people are like, "Oh, I agree." Whatever. And then there'll be people who are actually just like actually going in on it, like expressing the different facts like, "Hey, da 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 da, but da 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 da."
So what you're
yeah,
saying that like it's like a big debate on like
Yeah,
these issues based.
there's like there's different roles in the debate process in the media.
oh my gosh.
I'm at that point. I'm just like goofy now.
To
How's your guys' timers looking?
Um,
Well, I think we're almost to the 2 hour part.
be honest, I haven't been keeping track.
Yeah, me too.
you know,
What other topics do you guys want to talk about?
um.
um,
So. um.
You guys think about like the interest groups and like how they get like money from people to advertise.
So like online, like advertising and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, like so they would like they would frame, I would say, to certain people. So they would get like money from uh like the big corporates and stuff. And then so they would make advertisement about like certain groups and how like they try to manipulate through like advertisements and stuff like that. Issue.
huh? Yeah. To be honest, I'm not even gonna lie. I kind of missed almost everything you said right there.
My
So
my. This podcast is
Yeah.
falling apart.
No, it's
It's
not.
so
We
good.
got it. We still got it, dude.
we,
It's completely fine.
it's fine.
Sure, there were a few mishaps, but we still got it.
True.
yeah.
True. True.
So tell me, what do you guys think about the future of media and politics?
I
So
think it will stay uh as long as like there's like a way of communication to uh other people, I would say, like cell phones and stuff.
um I did hear something um about a new internet that they're making where basically laws laws and stuff will be like it'll be an internet where there's laws and you can like talk about laws to be created. So basically it's like an internet with certain laws. That's what I heard from someone. Um
Mm.
Another thing of the future of like media and stuff is like what 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 do you think will happen? Like do you think like what do you think will happen to Twitter or Reddit or any of these big media platforms?
Well,
Have
as
you guys heard have you guys heard
as,
about
tech,
the Fed
as
now?
technology
The
like
what?
The
sorry,
Fed
sorry.
now, or like the government can track your spendings, like on whatever things that you will be like spending. I
Like
think they
they would
passed.
have your personal information.
Yeah, yeah. So they would pretty much track you whatever like stuff that you're spending. Let's say, you were gonna buy from Amazon, so they would use that as a third party, I think. So you don't really see it, like use like the app, but like the government check and track you, like the things that you're spending and stuff. They say they were gonna pass like the law, like I think it was like June or May. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think to an extent government like the government does that like in a sense because like do you remember when Facebook went to court with like after like the big leak of like information or whatever because like a lot of sites do this where they store information they literally sell it to other they literally sell it. That's like what they do. They sell your information.
Yeah, yeah, that's how like they make money and stuff.
So I wouldn't say it's too much of a stretch that government already know some of the stuff you do online.
I mean, I think to a certain levels, I do think like they control it. Say.
Yeah. Oh, so you're saying like
See,
they might be able to control it or how much of whatever you do online? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, yeah. Do you guys think they control it? If you like,
I think that'll pose like a big problem in the future. I don't know if they might control some aspect of it, maybe. I don't really see the benefit of it right now. But yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like they control it to a certain level, like right now as well. Like when you try to like do some, let's say how to make like a bomb and stuff like that. I feel like they track out of YouTube. I don't know. I feel like they track if you do like that kind of stuff.
Maybe like
Filter out
if you're searching some questionable stuff online, maybe.
questionable stuff. Yeah.
I think because I know Snapchat like has like their own like reporting system. Like they'll automatically report you when they discover like you're sending inappropriate stuff to somebody. They have like an AI or whatever you want to call it that'll like basically just report you. Like and depending on it, they'll report you to like the FBI or whatever. And like yeah.
I mean, that's like a cool feature that they have, and I kind of wish they have on like more apps like that. Like, did you guys do on like a Twitter, Reddit, and or stuff like that? More control of, yeah, they would be able to control it and then like report whatever if it's like questionable stuff.
Excuse me.
Like zoning out.
No, not at all.
Oh.
I'm here. Nah, I get what you're saying though.
Bless you.
I gotta I gotta turn off. I gotta turn on Do Not Disturb. I keep getting notifications, and they're just gonna hear in my live stream. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. What's your guys' timers looking like now,
Don't know.
bro?
Bro, we told you we didn't keep track.
Okay. All right. Alrighty. Alrighty. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
I mean, let's finish like at 7. I like not too much.
I already have my time, so I don't know. I can just kind of like start something, and you guys can like do some like deep topic on it or something.
Okay.
Well, give us some questions.
It's actually been good because I looked and my brother called me like right before we started, and that was about like 3 hours ago. Yeah, 3 hours ago. So
It's. Are we about
Yeah.
to hit? Wait. We should be about like 2 hours right now. I think you guys are probably good. Like, cause it was supposed to be like 2 hours, not counting like the.
Stalling for 1
Yeah.
hour.
Hey, we didn't really stall. We just like. Well, we
Oh.
there was just a little bit of like
Pairing.
pauses.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
How's it?
how's your day going?
how's it hanging,
How's it
man?
going?
You guys
You-
ready to graduate and be full adults, not in school?
Yeah. You guys come here often?
No.
It's pretty cloudy outside. I think it's gonna rain.
Yeah.
Looks
it is
pretty
good.
clear here in Minnesota.
Oh,
I'm just
it looks pretty cloudy here in.
Are we a news channel now? Coming from this direction.
Oh, and then looks like we've got a tornado coming in from the south. Hide your kids. Wait, what? Wait.
oh my goodness.
This is. Do you guys do you do you, you guys what do you guys think you get? You guys think you got all the stuff?
Yeah, I think I'm good over here.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay, bro.
I don't even know, man.
I don't know, man.
Uh, um,
Hmm.
kind of quiet.
Unless you guys want to talk about a different topic other than mass media and politics.
Um, what do you guys think about the history of voting rights?
Voting rights?
Like,
cool. You
like
guys think like
those.
we'll have? Or you can go, Brandon.
Climate change. I think that the climate is changing, and we need to stop it. Like
boy.
I think if we just like recycle and like stop using our cars, let's use some bikes, bro. Keep the cars for the big transportation, you know?
Like those hybrid cars.
Yeah. Or yeah, let's get an electric car. Elon Musk hit me
The
up.
equality of justice in the United States. The right to vote has been expanded over time to include women, African Americans, and other marginalized groups.
So basically,
Do you guys
But yeah.
think we'll have a different like voting system than we have right now? Like, so do you guys think we'll have like more of it online or
I think
like?
well,
I think they already have.
I think I'm pretty sure yeah that you cannot vote online. There should I think that it might actually move completely online because technology is kind of just like the thing, you know? Everything's
Like,
technology.
Yeah,
and
I mean, of course,
You think? Yeah, don't you guys think that that will risk of more like a cybersecurity?
let's talk about the three branches of the government.
oh my god. This guy.
legislative, judicial, and executive.
Tell me,
Don't forget about the
if you were to be in one of the three branches, I don't know, which branch would you be in?
one that does stuff. The one that does
Right.
the coolest stuff.
I'll be a judicial. I want
Right.
to stay for life.
Uh, well,
Myion, you would be the legislative branch.
Yeah, I don't think I would
you're
trust
saying that I would be the
whoever
one
run the
responsible for
country.
making the laws.
Yes.
And I would also have control of the Senate and the House of Representatives, you know?
Sounds good to me.
All right, everybody. Um,
So, what kind of music do you guys like to listen to?
what?
What kind of music do you guys like to listen to? Like, you know how like you know how like in media, certain music will like include like the lyrics of certain musics will like talk about stuff.
Like in their lyrics.
Yeah, so like they might like refer to some state of something.
Um, politician or something
The
going
state
on.
of matter.
The state of matter, yes. The state of matter
Dude,
changes when heated or cooled down.
Mm. We still keep going.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know because here's the thing. I'm done. I'm pretty much done. I got my 40 minutes. I just don't know where you guys are at.
I also have my. Oh, what I do?
I thought it was
Whoops.
like 20 minutes though.
20 minutes for half credit. 40 minutes for
Um,
full credit. And we need full credit or else we will not graduate. Oh no.
Like, what's the difference? Like, 6 hours, 12 hours?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, 6 hours. So that's for a different thing. So the podcast, 20 minutes for a full credit or for half credit podcast. It's like different things. So like the other things for like other hours are for like other things. So like going to the court and watching stuff is different than creating a podcast.
Oh yeah. Do you guys think the reptilians in here?
What?
Reptilian?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
you
it's
can
my
check out
internet
this
Oh
provider.
yeah.
You can
What do
check
you
out
guys
this
think
penny
about
that I
like the
got from the year
Simpsons?
1973.
No
This is a
shot.
1973
Oh yeah.
penny.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Simpsons.
This is
What do you guys think about like the?
this is a 1976 quarter. You can't see it. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Yeah.
Can you see it now? Oh,
Oh wow.
Uh,
Coming this fall.
oh, that does not help.
Just kidding.
You can't really see it. Yeah, it's
Coming
1776.
this fall. The Semester Project podcast for government. I'm just kidding. But
do you
Yeah.
guys what do you guys think about the Simpsons predicting like some of the
Coming out of your closet tonight.
The Simpson
Me.
prediction?
yeah the Simpson predictions? What do you guys think?
Oh, the
Simpsons?
Simpson
Yeah, the
prediction.
Simpson predictions.
Yeah, I think that
I
he's pretty
predicted
cool.
it, yeah, not gonna lie.
You guys control? Do you guys think they like come from the future?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
like a lot of stuff they predict like comes true. So
Well, it's interesting to see the ways in which popular culture can sometimes seem to predict or reflect real world events.
yeah, but
So
like
you know how like the Simpsons they predicted the election of Donald Trump or the spread of the oh boy, I can't say that.
Disease.
The disease. Coronavirus.
Yes, the disease known as Ebola.
Ebola.
But while some of these predictions may be coincidental, it's also possible that the show's writers are simply good at observing and commenting on the world around them.
True.
like
regardless
some of the
of
stuff like for like a Donald Trump, they got him like exactly like when he was coming down from like the elevator and stuff. So like, how do you think they predict that?
I think
You
they're
guess.
reptilians, like you said.
Yeah,
I
the
think they
reptilians.
predict it. I think they predict it by predicting it.
I guess they use like, I don't know, background information, or like they have an inside person
mean,
who like, I don't know.
Oh
how would
yeah,
you even like
they.
determine like that would be like the outcome that would come true and stuff?
And they also have like an inside person.
Inside person, or like they have
The
cameras
guy,
everywhere.
and they also have background information and information in the background.
Right? I can't.
But yeah,
Jesus, where are you, bro? Man's running from the reptilians.
no way.
I'm in the backyard.
Oh dang.
Oh. Well, this has been half of the semester half of the semester podcast
Tune in with us on our next hour.
Find out next time who will be on the podcast. Second half.
The second half.
Alrighty.
Is that it?
Oh my
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That was the first half of the podcast. I probably don't have to do much talking next time because I finished my full credit. Myan, you finished your full credit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fat, you
Oh.
finished your full credit, right?
I hope so. I think so.
Jesus, wait, Jesus, you want a credit, right?
Huh? Yeah. I only need like 2 units left, which I think it was like 5 minutes to be honest.
So half the pod, or so like 20 minutes. 20 minutes is like 6 points. So
if I got 20 minutes.
okay, all right.
I think that might be all.
Yeah, yeah,
That's all for now, folks.
yeah,
Alright,
folks.
see you
Bye.
tomorrow. Spirit.
Yeah, folks. That's the podcast. You guys should go like sit down and eat some food and like, cause like this is over. It's ending. It's
At
ending.
least, at least this half is ending.